down here at the M1 Concourse celebrating Roadkill Nights and the Woodward Dream Cruise, where cars are actually racing on Woodward behind me. Check it out. This is the second year of Roadkill Nights hosted by Dodge. Last year, drag racing was held at the Pontiac Silverdome, where an eighth of a mile track was constructed. This year was held at the brand new M1 Concourse, and a full quarter-mile drag strip was created on the famed Woodward Avenue. Richard Rawlings, host of Gas Monkey Garage, was excited to be back for a third year.
Oh, you know what? It's my third year up here. Last year we did race with the Roadkill guys. We had a good time, but this is as cool as it gets. I mean, it's a really, really large event, and I'm all about it. Oh, man, there's more drag racing, more hanging out, you know, all the thrill ride stuff. I mean, Dodge and Roadkill are throwing a hell of a party.
Richard Freiberger and Mike Finnegan are the hosts of the Motor Trend YouTube show, Roadkill. They were also excited to be back in Metro Detroit for this celebrated weekend.
This is our second year in a row doing our Roadkill Nights event here at, in conjunction with the Dream Cruise. Well, we went to the Pontiac Silverdome for the Roadkill Nights event last year just because we knew there's so many gearheads in town around the Woodward Dream Cruise that we couldn't possibly fail by doing something to throw a party the night before. And we won. There was 10,000 people there last year, and we're expecting as many as 50 here this time.
Well, it was obvious. I mean, when you have that many people show up for drag racing in a parking lot, and this year we're doing it out on Woodward Avenue. I mean, this is a natural place to come hang out with people that are into hot rods.
Drag racing wasn't the only fun at the event. Spectators could hitch a ride in some of Dodge's brand new vehicles. Let's go for a ride in a brand new Charger Hellcat. A car show capped off the event, allowing anyone who registered to show off their most prized automobiles, like Danielle Armstrong and her parents' 1962 Chrysler 300.
This was my parents' first ever brand new car. They ordered it new in December of 1961. It's a 62 Chrysler 300. My dad ordered it with a 413, a 3-speed manual, and a 411 rear end. It was fast, so they decided it was going to be their race car. This car had a 426 drag Hemi at one point. It had a few different stage 2, a stage 3 max wedge. It ran 1/300 races in its race days. Almost had the National Hot Rod Association world record for time. It was 11:23 in the quarter mile.
So it was drag racing?
It was my mom and dad's race car. And my mom started driving it, and she would hardly ever let my dad anymore. So then they decided to keep the car forever, and we lost my dad in 1998. During the restoration, we just got the car back from the paint shop, and then my mom put it all back together. Yeah, and then we lost my mom 3 years ago in July, and I promised her that I would take care of her baby for her, and I still have her name on the front license plate. My mom was Ann Armstrong. So Jack and Ann Armstrong, my mom and dad, this is why I drive this car. This is the original color. It's called Bermuda Turquoise, and my mom fell in love with it all those many years ago. But the paint job is about 20 years old, so it has been redone.
It doesn't look 20 years old.
Yeah, and it is a 4-speed, so you have to really drive this car.
Yeah.
Well, this is world famous Big Daddy Don Garlitz. He's one of my childhood heroes, and definitely one of my parents were his biggest fan. And of course, Roger Lindemood with the Color Me Gone funny car, he was also friends with my mom and dad. So I'm very honored to have their signatures on this wonderful piece of history. What's likely to happen to this car is to be donated to a museum. I want to keep it just the way it is, and it's probably, that way it might stay forever.
Michael Mansack was showing off his recently acquired Power Wagon.
It's a 1951 Power Wagon. I've owned it for about 9 months. It was retrofitted back in the day with a late 60s V8, so it has about 30 more horsepower than stock. Transmission with 2 synchros, which is a nice touch. Rewired it, put a winch on, working on all manner of stuff. But Cooling system is definitely up to par with today's activities, so I'm very happy. I've not been able to take it off road, but I put about 1,500 miles onto commuting on a daily basis, about 20 miles each way. So it just making sure I get all the bugs shaken out. Doing a 200-mile one-way road trip in about a month. So going back out to Saugatuck, Douglas area for a car show. And yesterday, fuel pump died on me in the middle of Detroit, so I'm glad it did it yesterday and not today or then. So I'm happy. It's failing at the very most convenient times for me. I was actually looking for a Ford F1 48 to 50 time frame, but then I saw this one on eBay, and I've been kind of looking at power wagons. Didn't think I could afford one. This one was a really good price. It was, I think, just hacked up enough. The shop I got it from didn't want to bother doing a full resto on it, but the patina is perfect. Someone had already put in a V8, just slightly newer trans. It's just all around a really nice driver. I think it would be a crime to do too much to the paint. I'm trying to protect the rust where I can, treat it on the undersides and the hems, but at some point it's probably going to become irresponsible to leave it like it is, and then we'll see what goes from there. But for right now, I love the look, so I'm keeping it just like this.
Tim Kaniskis, the CEO of Dodge, was glad that Dodge could host the event for enthusiasts to enjoy all aspects of cars and drag racing.
It's an honor to have all these people come out to this event. We had 10,000 people last year. We're already over 10,000. It's a little bit after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to go till midnight tonight. Turnout's going to be amazing. Really, the key to it is this is not a Dodge event. This is an event for the enthusiasts. So everybody's welcome here. It's open to the public. It's free. And we're really seeing the passion that these people have for their cars.
Roadkill Nights was held on Friday, August 19th, and the Dream Cruise was held on Saturday, August 20th. John Atwater reporting for ONTV News.